Alright guys, so we're coming back today to do kind of a part 2. So we had done a video a couple days ago or a week ago, I can't even remember when we did it, but it was in regards to the whole overheating issues of the Canon R5 and R6, and if it was something that was not really based around the physical temperature. So there has been some more news and some more testing, which is good, because one of the things that we had experienced, especially in the comments, which is always cool, I always encourage you guys to put your opinions out there, is a lot of people talking about this EOSHD.com website where this was kind of first talked about, this overheating, and that it was not temperature based. We had a lot of comments in regards to this was blown out of proportion, this actually wasn't real, somebody else should do the testing, this person is very emotional right now, and so it wasn't taken with as much probably seriousness, and I get that, especially coming from a lot of Canon supporters, for sure. I too am a Canon supporter, as I shoot entirely with Canon cameras, but I also make sure that if there's some information, we should know about it. First off, Canon Rumors talked about this post that came from this YouTuber J Marcus Photography, and basically he showed this small little hack or trick to be able to trick your R5 into being able to reset the camera or get around, I guess, that temperature sensor so that you could pretty much shoot indefinitely. To cram it into like a small nutshell here, I don't even know why I said it that way. In a nutshell, cram it into a nutshell? Nobody's cramming anything into a nutshell. In a nutshell, basically, here's the trick. I'm not gonna show his video, but here it is. I might show a little bit of it, just because you might wanna see it. So here's what happens. So basically on a Canon camera, there's a little slot inside the battery door, and this is on a lot of the cameras. It's on my RP, it's on my M50, it's on the R5, and probably the R6. There's a little notch inside the battery compartment that tells the camera that the battery door is closed. And this is important so that if the door were to open, that the camera could start to record information before the battery fell out. So it could start to finalize files, it could write all this information. And basically that little indicator right there is responsible for telling the camera that the camera has been recording, for instance, 8K video for the last 11 minutes, we'll say, giving it only another 4 minutes of shooting. So it has this little timer that's being recorded into what's called the NVRAM. And that NVRAM holds a lot of information, for example, like your date and time of your camera. So the problem was we couldn't just pull the battery out because the camera would actually write this information. So the trick came from J Marcus Photography, was that we actually would put something in there, and I believe in his video he used a little toothpick, just a part of a wooden toothpick, I believe it was, something not metal of course, a little wooden toothpick he put in there with some tape just to make it fit so that the camera thought the door was closed at all times. And the reason behind this was that we could then keep the door open when we were shooting, because the camera would think that the door was closed, and when we got close to that time limit, we could literally just pop the battery out, and the camera now wouldn't have that ability to write that information to its NVRAM. So when we pop the battery back in, it just set itself back up to standard time again. It would say, oh yeah, you've got 15 minutes of 8K shooting. So this was pretty much proof that this is timer based. Now again, the argument would come, but this is from one person. This is from one YouTuber. We had one video again in our previous video that showed that this was being shot in a fridge, and we had a lot of people being like, nope, that's only one person. There's no way to validate that this is real. So we also got, and I watched today, another YouTuber who does a lot of camera stuff, and I have nothing but faith in his results, actually did the same kind of test, but this time he used a small grain of rice that he put into that little spot on the camera to do the exact same test. And he did the exact same test with two R5s in the same condition, running the same camera settings, and was able to record again with no limitations on the modified R5 where he had full limitations on the unmodified. Now, the one thing that he states, and I will state as well, because we just don't know, is that maybe there is some kind of reason for this limitation. We're not 100% sure because, again, Canon hasn't said anything. So if you decide to do this, just realize that you are doing it outside of the limitations right now of what this camera is designed for. Is it going to hurt the camera? We don't know. Are you going to cook the internals? We don't know. Is there some kind of sustained damage that could happen due to this? We don't know. But what we do know is that there is definitely now a timer sensor versus an actual thermostat or heat sensor. The hope is, again, because we haven't gotten this, some kind of response from Canon. I think Canon is going to release some kind of firmware for both the R5 and the R6 that comes out that basically gives it some kind of menu setting, is what I would think, for us to be able to either disable or prolong that recording time that basically says, if you choose to do this, it's up to you. If not, you can keep those time limits intact, but it's strictly going to be a feature for you to be able to enable and or disable. So we'll see. I do think we're going to have to see something from Canon come out, at least something official, some kind of spoken word, something written, a YouTube post, something directly from them that speaks about this, because the longer they wait, the worse this is just going to get for them in regards to kind of publicity. They say, you know, there's no such thing as bad publicity. I don't know if that's the case here, though. I really don't know. Hopefully we'll hear from them soon. And that's really all I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to get this out there, short little video, because I'm really busy today. We've got a whole bunch of stuff we're doing around the house. We're doing some insulating, we're doing some all kinds of stuff. So short video. Other thing for you guys is that we just passed 22,000 subscribers, which I talked about in yesterday's video, which is fantastic. Thanks to all of you that are watching. And if you haven't, please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all that other stuff. I am going to put a link to the video we put up yesterday down in the description, because we are giving away one of these right here. And this is, well, actually two of these. So this is the world's strongest cable from Mobile Outfitters. And we are giving away two cables. One is a USB-C to USB-C, and one is a USB-A to Lightning cable. So these are super nice little cables, about $40 US each. And all you have to do is go over to this link that I put below, take a watch of the video, which is cool. Make sure you're subscribed. Leave a comment on the video in regards to which of the cables you would like to possibly win. And we'll be picking a winner when we hit 23,000. So once that happens. Now here's the downside. This is only open to those that live in either Canada or the US, since we have to ship that and I don't have a lot of money. So that comes out of my own pocket. Yep. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you there. Again, like, comment, share, subscribe. Get on down there. Head on over to the other video as well. This one, if you want a chance to win a super strong, lifetime guaranteed cable. All right, guys, we will see you tomorrow. Later.